we have made it to the river, which is the turnaround point. And now we'll talk about why you should buy a Toyota Tacoma if you're in the market. Or I'll get, honestly, it might just bolster your appreciation of the truck, which you probably already know if you're already an owner. Good chance you are. But let's talk about why you should buy a Toyota Tacoma. Okay, first and foremost, when you think Toyota Tacoma, or Toyota in general, but Tacoma especially, you think, oh, here, you should probably see this river. It's beautiful. And there's big guy. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's super shallow too, just big banks of rock. I know, big guy, you're tired. If you didn't see it in the last video, this is my boy. I've had him since my second deployment to Afghanistan, where I bought him from a breeder over the internet and picked him up when I got back. So he's going on 12 years old now. He's a good old boy. No, he's 12 years old. But he might not be with us too much longer. His rear hips are starting to show his age. But sorry, back to the subject. So why would you, should you, or you are grateful for buying a Toyota Tacoma? Okay, first and foremost, we got to do this hill together. There you go. First and foremost, reliability. The Toyota Tacoma is synonymous with reliability. The 3.4 was and is a fantastic engine in the first gen. Moving on to the second gen, you had two options. You had the 4.0 V6 and the 2.7 inline four-cylinder. Both great engines. That 4.0 V6, excellent, continued the name of the Toyota Tacoma for, goodness, the second gen ran from 2010 to 2005, excuse me, to 2015, so a solid 10 years. Not many manufacturers do that, especially not Ford or Chevy, etc. They're changing constantly. But Toyota knew what they had. So the 4.0 V6, why am I out of breath? I know why you're out of breath. You're an old man. I'm not that old yet. The 4.0 V6 is an excellent engine. You can expect to get well past 200,000 miles out of it with minor maintenance. I don't like that term, minor maintenance. We do everything on this channel preventative maintenance. We prevent the problem and we keep our trucks running for as long as possible. But the 4.0 is a great engine. The 2.7, on the other hand, is an exceptional engine. Underpowered, weak, slow, bulletproof. If you're not towing and you're not hauling people around, or you just want a regular cab, which is available in the second gen, and only the second gen, not the third gen, but the 2.7 paired with a 5-speed manual is an awesome engine. Now, if you want to slap 33s on that truck, you're going to be checking the wind speed and wind direction before you get on the highway, because you'll have the pedal pushed down. So I don't recommend that. But the 2.7 is a million-mile engine. Literally, it's a million-mile engine, and it's impressive. It's such a good engine that they also continued that engine into the third gen. So that engine was available in Tacoma, the 2.7 i4 inline 4, from 2005 to 2023. I mean, come on. Other than the, like a Jeep, like the Wranglers 4.0, 2.5 options and stuff, like how many manufacturers, at least in late 21st century, late 20th century, early 21st century, are going to keep the same engine minus some electrical changes, minor electrical changes, for such a long time? Leave it to Toyota for designing something good. Okay? We're on the topic of reliability, so we need to talk about the fourth gen as well. Now, if you spent any more than 5 seconds on YouTube since the announcement of the fourth gen and saw it was a 2.4 liter turbo engine, scary, you think, okay, reliability. Well, all those YouTube talking heads and thumbnails and stuff had you believe that if you click their video and watch long enough and give them enough ad revenue, you'll realize Toyota's making a mistake. It's the end of an era. Terrible, terrible, terrible. If you've been on this channel before, you know my opinion on that. It's just a bunch of baloney. Those people are just counting their pennies in ad revenue as you just, well, not you. You're smarter than the average YouTube person. or YouTube viewer just absorb that crap. Like, the 2.4 turbo, it's terrible. It won't make it to 100,000 miles. The 2.4 turbo has been in Toyota and Lexus vehicles since late 2021. It is not a new engine. It has been proven to be exceptional so far. Exceptional is a strong word. I'm not going to sit here and say it is a 300,000 mile engine. I won't. But it is doing extremely well and has a rather proven track record. Granted, it's only going on 5 years now, but 5 years, you can start seeing an engine's endurance in 5 years easy. In fact, in 2007, when the Jeep Wrangler completely died and switched to the JK and was no longer a Jeep and just became like a mom vehicle to put ducks on the dash, and they introduced, oh goodness, what was it? It wasn't the Pinstar 3.6, which is a great engine. It was what came out before that. I think it was a 3.7. People knew by 100,000 miles that engine was trash. That engine was leaking oil in no time. So stay away from any Jeep Wrangler after 2006. That's my opinion. Mine's a 1993. An old guy. Poor guy's getting old. Mr. NATO. Hey, come here. Hey, say hi. Attaboy. You are old. You are old. But the 2.4 liter turbo, hybrid option or not, I have a non-hybrid. I just didn't want the extras involved. I already have a turbo to deal with, so my truck won't make it to 20,000 miles, says some people on YouTube. So far, it's a very good engine. I like it so much, I bought my wife a Grand Highlander with the exact same engine. Granted, it's mounted transverse. It's no longer mounted in the same configuration, but it is the same 2.4 liter turbo engine. And I love it, I really do. Extremely easy to work on, it really is. But moving on, or a couple more words on reliability. You think Toyota Tacoma and reliability, one and the same. It's just a thing. And I think it will continue to be that way. All right, another reason you buy, that's nice. Another reason you buy Toyota Tacomas is the resale value. So historically, the Toyota Tacoma has been the #1 in resale value of any midsize truck by a good margin. In the recent 2024 KBB, Kelley Blue Book resale value listings, the Toyota Tacoma was not only the #1 midsize truck in resale value, it was the #2 highest resale value of any vehicle on the road. The only thing that beat it, and you could argue because of collectability or possibly rarity maybe, was the new Ford Bronco, the current gen, obviously current gen Ford Bronco. That took #1 spot for resale value. But the 2024, the first year of the 4th gen, hey big guy, was #2 of all vehicles. So obviously #1 in mid-size trucks, beat out every other passenger vehicle. So there's that. You know, you buy once, you cry once with Toyota Tacomas. You're gonna pay up front, but you know your resale value is gonna endure. So yeah, okay. Another reason you buy a Toyota Tacoma is its off-road capability. Okay, any truck can go off-road, any vehicle can go off-road. You don't even need four-wheel drive to do a lot of the things most of us do, like get the groceries and go down dirt roads. But the Toyota Tacoma, including the 4th gen, is a truck in every sense of the word. You have good ground clearance, you have decent suspension from the factory, nothing to be like, oh wow, look at this, but decent suspension. Note, 4th gen, except in the lowest trim, now has coils in the rear instead of leaf springs. We've had leaf springs in Toyota Tacoma rear ever since, or every year prior to that. But the 2024 Tacoma is now coil. But yeah, off-road capability, you know, somewhat subjective, but there's been plenty of proven tests, not on my channel. Those are things I don't care about as much, really. I'm more of a maintenance guy. That shows the 4th gen is very capable, and so are the third gen, so is the second gen, so is the first gen. I mean, Toyota Tacomas are very capable off-road. It's definitely the most popular mid-sized truck in the off-road community. But you can also attribute that to being the most popular truck on the road as well. And when I say that, what was it, 192,000 2024 Toyota Tacomas sold in 2024, while 51 or something thousand Nissan Frontiers sold. I'll talk about the Frontier in a second. No shade on them, but funny story. All right, so yeah, resale value through the roof, always will be. It holds some dumb number like, goodness, I don't want to give you a bad quote, but I want to say it's like 5 years after buying it, it's still worth 70% of what you paid. And honestly, it often seems like more than that. In fact, there's third gens in the used market now that are more expensive than they were when they were new. You're buying something that someone else is going to want when you upgrade or go to sell it down the road. It's pretty much guaranteed. Early day is another reason to consider Toyota Tacoma. Is it is the Glock of mid-sized trucks. It is the most customizable, widest aftermarket support of any mid-sized truck. Now, if you don't care about any aftermarket things, interior, exterior, anything, after buying a truck, this part's not for you. But, hey, good boy. But what I'm getting at is there is such a massive aftermarket for our trucks, for Toyota Tacomas, post-purchase. That's a good thing and a bad thing. You can waste some money. I say waste. You can spend some money buying things for your truck that doesn't really need, but it makes you happy. I mean, it's like, cool, I got to customize this. I mean, that's part of the channel's mods. I like talking about all the neat little things that are on the market right now. So yeah, aftermarket options are extensive for the Toyota Tacoma, greater than any other truck on the road, bar none. It's just, just look at the sheer number of Google results for Toyota Tacoma parts and accessories versus any other truck. Maybe the F-150, but who wants an F-150? Another reason that you should buy, or is probably grateful for buying a Toyota Tacoma, is the low upkeep cost. Generally, the Toyota Tacoma's reliability, this is hand in hand with reliability, but it costs significantly less over the life of the vehicle to maintain a Toyota Tacoma compared to most other vehicles on the road. Now, that is a Toyota thing, but also a Toyota Tacoma thing. The Tacoma is kind of a bit of the lifeblood of the US Toyota market. Toyota knows how popular they are, so they're going to continue to put and make them as reliable as, reasonably as they can be. So you're going to have very affordable maintenance. And that's also what we do on the channel here, is we show you how to maintain it. It's channels like this and Car Care Nut, shout out to that guy, he's great, that wants you to save money and do things yourself, because maintenance is so expensive. If you go pay someone, it's so expensive, and rightfully so. Mechanics deserve, unless they're a crappy one or a dishonest one, deserve to make the money they're getting paid. But I think it just forces you to subscribe to channels like this to learn a trade, or learn a skill. I say trade, learn a skill that you can do yourself. So yeah, the final reason you should be glad about, or should buy a Toyota Tacoma, or are glad you did, is it's compact. It's a mid-sized truck. It can probably fit in your garage when that F-150 could not. It can get through that trail easier without getting scraped up by branches as much. It's just overall an easier truck to fit. The turning radius leaves some to be desired on the 4th gen, especially the long bed configuration, but I'll talk about that in another video. But yeah, it's compact. It's it's just easier to drive. In fact, little side story on that, I drove for a while. Oh, goodness. Yeah. What are you doing, Yeah. I drove a 2015 Tundra for a year or two, and I got so tired of it with how big it was with parking. And I knew the day I decided I was going to sell it and get my Tacoma back, was when I was pulling into a Sonic, which was a mistake and all on its own. And when I was pulling into the menu area, or the little carport parking spot area to order, somehow I hit both menus on the left and right. I don't know if it was the angle I hit, it must have been, but my mirrors hit both menus. I was like, okay, I am done with this. So Toyota Tacomas are compact. So yeah, there are my reasons on why you should buy a Toyota Tacoma. And excuse me. Oh, big guy. You ready to go home? Yeah. So there are my reasons why you should buy a Toyota Tacoma. And whoa, merch. Look at that merch. And why, look at that poor guy. And why you should and why you should not buy a Toyota Tacoma. Those were the reasons. At the end of the day, I love them. I think they are excellent trucks. And I think you should do your own research and see if it's the right truck for you. But we're gonna go home and let this guy get a snack. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time on T-Mobile Drop.